Hey, good morning. So, I wanted to take some time and go over something that a lot of people have reached out to me with questions. Those being, how do you do so many things in the course of one single day, and do you ever sleep? Well, the answer is one, yeah, I get tons of sleep, and two, I'm able to accomplish a lot because I have a very intentionally laid out schedule. So I wanted to go through my schedule, but I also wanted to talk about the impact and the benefit that I've seen by laying out my schedule in such a way that's really helped me to achieve a lot of the objectives that I've laid out for myself. So what I've found is that without a schedule, you really don't accomplish much. So if it's not on your schedule, it most likely won't happen. So what I had to do is lay out a schedule that, one, allowed me to accomplish all the tasks and objectives that I needed to accomplish that day, so as to put me in a direction to reach the goals that I set out for myself. Now, I'm a very busy-minded person. My mind's all over the place. So without structure in my life, I'm basically like Tasmanian devil rolling around trying to figure out what's next, what do I do now. So it was imperative for me at one point to say, all right, running around without a schedule is not getting you to where you want to be. So we have to lay out the day so as to not have to think about it. Just mindlessly follow the plan that you laid out for yourself every day. So I'll take a couple minutes just to go through my schedule and my plan that I've laid out that's helped me to achieve the things that I want to achieve and put me in that, put me on course to reach all my objectives, not only my daily objectives, but my monthly objectives and goals and my annual objectives and goals. So I start my day off waking up at 04 every morning. Now I know that sounds crazy, and in the very beginning it was a little bit crazy. I was used to get up at like 6:30 to go to my government job. Well, sorry, to go to my government job. But what I realized was if fitness and getting in better shape is a goal of mine, I need to wake up early. I need to attack that first, be the first thing of the day that I attack. Otherwise I won't have time for it. I usually work through lunch. After school, I was coaching, or I got kids, or I'm just too tired, both mentally and physically. So if I want to obtain this objective, I have to wake up early and have it be the first thing I do every day. Now, through doing that and getting in shape, I also found myself in a position where I can coach others who have a similar objective. So I wake up at 4, leave my house about 04:30, and I head to the gym, or the CrossFit box as we call it. I lay out the programming for that day, and at 5 a.m., I'll either work out from 5 to 6 for myself if there's no classes, or I'll coach the 5 a.m. to 6 a.m. class and then the 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. class. But what I found is, first thing I accomplished that day besides getting out of bed is interjecting that fitness goal first thing, so I have no excuse for the rest of the day to look past it or skip it, or I'll do it tomorrow. So that I'm done at 7. I close up the gym, come home, get home about 7:15, 7:30, and from that time, from 7:30 to about 08:15, I get to spend time with my kids. Wake them up, get them dressed for school, get their bags packed, their lunches made, snacks packed. Kind of get to maybe sit around, watch some TV with them, or talk about the day, what we're going to do. Go find the missing shoes. Allow the extra time for them to pick out the jacket they want to wear and then zip it up because they can do it themselves. But at about 8:10, we'll walk down or drive down to the bus stop, and I get to put my kids on the bus every morning, which is it's just been amazing. But that's neither here nor there. So they get on the bus and I get home about 08:20, 08:30. And what I've started doing for the last couple months is I take from 8:30 to 9 every day to meditate. I used to think it was some kind of quirky hippie thing, but what I've found is, and I use this app called Mindspace, I highly recommend it. It only takes about 10 minutes. But me, being that individual with that busy mind, I need to take some time to kind of sit down and structure and organize and partition my thoughts. So before I start that day doing things that require my undivided attention and focus, I need to make sure that I'm mentally postured to do so. So I'll take 30 minutes and meditate just to clear my mind and get myself ready to focus on the things that need to be done. which brings me to about 09. So from 09 to 12 o'clock, I spend on my clients. So I'm either updating paperwork, listing agreements, broker agreements, writing offers, calling out to past clients. Hey, how's the home going? Is there anything you need from me? Working on marketing, all that. I'm doing so with a clear mind and very intentionally working for them, because I've taken that time to clear things out. So now I'm ready to attack that portion of my day. So, and I also need to dedicate that much time in the beginning, because I want this stuff done in the morning. So that way, if through the course of that 3 hours, if there's anything that pops up that requires my attention later that day, well, I have time to address it, as opposed to trying to do all this in the end of the day, running out of time and not accomplishing anything. Because at the end of the day, with respect to my business, my clients are the lifeblood of my business. So without them, my business doesn't exist. So it obviously behooves of me to spend a significant portion of my day making sure that they're well represented and well taken care of, which I actually enjoy. So that takes me to about 12 o'clock. At 12 o'clock, my preschooler's bus comes into our neighborhood. I'll walk or drive down to meet him. So from 12 to 1, I call this Parker time. This is an hour of each weekday that I get to dedicate 100% to that kid, who I absolutely love. So from 12 to 1, we'll go out to lunch, we'll come home and eat, go for a walk, grab a snack. He loves food, so obviously I keep mentioning food when it involves him. But yeah, we just get that time to spend together. I get to clear my mind from that first 3-hour segment of client work, kind of let that settle, focusing on him, again, clear my mind a little bit, and do that until 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock, we kick things back off. We're back in work mode, but I get to do it with him with me, which has been an amazing thing. So we will, again, start engaging with clients. If there was paperwork that I had not completed in my first 3-hour dedicated segment, then I'll pick that back up and get rolling with him. I'll bring him into the office. I've set like a little Xbox up in the office. I bring his book so he can read or do homework in color, but he's there on site with me in the office helping out our clients. Or we'll drive. We'll go meet clients on site. If there's an inspection being performed on one of my buyer clients soon to be home, we'll go meet the inspector there and walk in. He gets to be part of that business. If I'm going to actually meet clients, it's good to bring them with me so they understand that there's a reason for all this that I do, for the level of work that I put to make my clients happy. It's for these kids. So it's not just to make their money or collect a commission check, because I'm trying to create something special that involves my kids, and that's why I bring them with me so they can see that's a real thing. Plus he gets to experience and learn some things, and he really enjoys it as well, as long as he's fed beforehand. So from 1 to 4, that's client time. Again, we're running the streets. But not only that, it's also time that I've dedicated for what I call my side hustle. So my side hustle is my property investment company. So we buy and sell investment properties. We have rentals or flips or things of that nature. So if I've taken care of my clients, I'm not going to go home and take a nap. I could be out there making $1, building a business, doing something else that I love to do. So I'll dedicate that time to go look at foreclosures or walk homes that are for sale and see if it's a good investment. I value Parker's opinion. If we walk in, and he'll usually tell me what smell it has. This house smells like ice cream. So, and I guess that's a good thing. But I love bringing him with me on site and kind of getting his 6-year-old opinion on some of those intangible things about a home, whether it smells funny or the color's ugly or whatnot. Because it actually, at the end of the day, I see value in that. So we either work for our clients or we work for our business. And then that takes us to 4 o'clock. At 4 o'clock, my oldest son gets off the bus. So again, we get to go pick him up. He runs up to me with a big smile on his face, gives me a hug. That's a great thing to do at 4 o'clock every day. So from 4 o'clock to 5 o'clock, I call that Paxton time. That's where we come home. We can sit down, go over homework, ask him, like, how was your day? What's going on? You got any new girlfriends? Things like that. And so he has the opportunity to do his homework. When he finishes that up, we spend some time together, hang out, just kind of grow it up a little bit. And then, and if I need them to, if they've created a mess or anything, I'll, time to do your chores, go clean your room, do the dishes, make sure it's nice and clean for when mom gets home. So that way around 1700 or 5 p.m., when my wife comes home with the baby, the house is clean, maybe we've started dinner, or we've gotten dressed for practice. Because from 5 to 8, I've dedicated time. So if it's during a practice season, I have the fortune of coaching my kids in year-round sports. So in the spring, I coach lacrosse. In the fall, I coach soccer. In the winter, I coach wrestling. So I've dedicated time in my schedule to be able to do that. Now, if it's by chance during an off season where there's no sports going on, or an off day where we don't have practice or a game that day, then I can spend time with my family, sit down, have a sit-down dinner, just relax together, have some real family time. If we finish that and I've got some more time on my schedule, I'll jump back up and clear up any of that client work that I had not finished during the first two portions of my day, or that have popped up since. But you'll notice the key to that is I've dedicated time in there for my family and for coaching, two things that I really enjoy. So if you look at the schedule as a chore, I interject chores that I enjoy doing, so it doesn't feel like work. At 8 o'clock p.m., I shut everything down, turn off the phone, close the laptop. In most cases, if there's something really pressing, then I'll go outside of that window a little bit just to make sure that my clients are taken care of. But most things can be addressed early the next day. And at 20:30 or 8:30 p.m., boys are in bed, I go to sleep, so as to be able to wake up, refreshed, 0-4 the next day, and repeat the whole process again. So speaking of the process, why is there value in this? Well, I've found it to be essential that if you want to accomplish a given objective or objectives, you have to make sure that you set your day up for success. So if your objective is, let's say, fitness, I want to get in better shape, I want to lose weight, it does not do you any benefit to not make sure that there is intentionally time laid out in your schedule to go to the gym or go for a run or go to the jog or go do yoga or whatever the case may be. Because what you may find is, so not only have I not intentionally put time in my schedule to get the exercise required to meet that fitness objective, but by not having a laid out schedule, I often find myself behind my schedule throughout the day. So that way I don't have time to make a proper dinner, so now I have to go to the drive-thru. So now not only are you not working out, but it's almost the antithesis of being fit and being healthy, because you don't have time to prepare a proper dinner, so you're forced to go through drive-thru. So you've not worked out, but you've had McDonald's. What sense does that make, right? Not only that, but so family is super important. If all of this is for naught, no matter how successful I become in business and how much money I make and how many businesses I own and operate, it's all for nothing if I don't get to enjoy it with my family. What's the point? So you've got to make sure you intentionally find time in your schedule for family. And it might seem weird that you schedule family time, but so many times we find ourselves so overcome by events and just the craziness of life given any given day. Throughout any given day, we just become so consumed with stuff and things and having to address this. It'll be nighttime, you realize you didn't have a single conversation with your kids that day. You woke up, threw them on the bus, or dropped them off at daycare because you're focused on work, and you don't know what's going on because nothing's laid out in the schedule. You get home, you haven't really accomplished anything, so you got to bring your laptop home from work and work to that. You've ate your fast food dinner, it's bedtime, and oh crap, hey kids, time to go to bed. Quick, in 10 seconds or less, tell me how your day was. It doesn't make sense. So the other thing is, you got to have that hustle time. So I'm a huge supporter and proponent of having a side hustle, like a side business. Whether you want to start something from scratch or you want to buy into a clothing company or a lipstick thing or have an online business or whatever the case may be, it's imperative to have a side hustle, because at the end of the day you want to work to an objective of doing something that you enjoy doing. You don't want to fill your daily schedule, that 9 to 5, of going and sitting behind a desk that you don't like, but you have to do because you have responsibilities as a grown-up to take care of your family, yourself, your kids, etc. So find yourself a passion, a side hustle, even if it's not generating revenue. Even if, like, hey, I like photography and I just want to take some time to go work on my craft of photography or do some artwork or whatever the case is, have a side hustle. Again, it doesn't have to generate money, but it has to be something that you enjoy doing, so you're injecting time every day to do something for yourself. You can't absorb the needs of everybody else and fill your time with that and not have an opportunity to enjoy anything just for you. It's okay to be a little bit selfish in that respect. It's also important to get a good night's sleep. Obviously, it's horrible on your body and it impacts your schedule if you stay up really late, get up really early, but you're too tired to focus, you're too tired to work out, you're too tired to cook a proper meal, you're too tired to really focus on either your job or your clients or your hustle. So you have to make sure that you have intentionally scheduled time that you follow to get in there and go to bed. So another thing, as you adopt this schedule philosophy or methodology, you have to give yourself a chance to acclimate. So what I mean by that is, when you write this out, everything is good in the moment in which you create it. So you might watch this video and say, you know what, I need a schedule. I'm going to write a GD schedule. You write the schedule, you put it in your phone, you wake up early the next day, you get your workout on. Day one was kind of tough, but I have to let it acclimate. But then 2 or 3 days later, it becomes difficult. The mindset that you are now in was not that of when you created it, when you're super motivated. Oh, I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna take on the world. Allow yourself that time to acclimate. It's natural for your body to resist something that's out of the norm, outside of the comfort zone. Give yourself 10 to 20 days. It takes about 10 to 20 days for something to become a routine. Once it becomes a routine, it feels less like a chore and just feels more natural. At your alarm goes off at 04. You're not having to hit the snooze button. You're actually waking up naturally at 03:57, saying, "All right, let's get this thing started." Especially, so it's also easier to start a day where you know that you will there'll be points in that day where you'll be doing something that you enjoy, whether it be for yourself or with your family, or a hobby or a hustle that's going to make you some money or not. It's easier to attack a day that you know is filled with things that are going to bring you happiness. I hope that makes sense. And what I really hope is that if you see this and you find yourself not being able to meet goals or objectives, whether it be financially or fitness-wise or family, that you see that there's a way in which to achieve those objectives and goals. You just have to dedicate yourself to following structure. And through that structure, you can insert all those things necessary and needed to obtain these objectives and these goals. So I hope that you found some value of this, and if you made it to the end, maybe you have. And if by chance you have any questions on the way I built this or things, feel free to shoot me an email. You can contact me on Facebook, where this will probably be, or you can go to my website at mattbergenhomes.com. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to maybe help you build a schedule, or kind of, if you've done things and you've inserted things that you've found helpful in your schedule, I'd love to hear that, because this is ever changing. If there are things that I can do better, or I can add more levels of detail to better posture myself to achieve my goals and reach my objectives, I would love for you to reach out and tell me. I see tons of value in that. So once again, schedules, it has to be intentional, it has to be repeatable, you have to stick with it, and you have to insert things that help you reach your objectives, while also help you reach things or achieve things that are needed just to get through the day. You have to work that 9 to 5. You can't cut that out of your schedule and not collect a paycheck so as to take care of your family. But you can offset some of the more laborious things, like that 9 to 5 cubicle job. You can offset the lack of fun that you find in that with interjecting things that you truly enjoy doing. Again, that side hustle doesn't have to make you money. Of course, it benefits you if it does. But if it's just something you enjoy doing that makes your day better, makes you a better person, make sure that it's in that schedule. So again, I hope you found value in this, and look forward to hearing from you.